Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Captain Hook Tree Climbing. Thanks once again for tuning in to the videos. Real quick, is everybody able to hear me well? Can you hear me good now? How about now? Just want to make sure that the audio is good. Let me see if I can go into the comments here. Find the live video on my phone. Can you hear me good now? Comments here. I think it's good. Sounds pretty good. Awesome. Sweet. All right. So, just wanted to get into this video here, and we're going to watch about try to do about 5 minutes of it. And then from there, I'm going to go ahead, answer a bunch of comments that I've received in the past few weeks. And I also wanted to just kind of go over what's happening in this video. So I'm going to use a little bit of the, I'm going to use my OneNote here. So I'll show you guys whenever I get there. Let me see if I can do that now. Right, so oh, there it is. So this is the OneNote app, and I just wanted to use it here just to kind of show you guys kind of what's happening in the video and what I have going on, kind of just explain a little bit more in detail, basically. And I think there's a lot of value in this. So let's get into the video first, and then we'll come right back to the OneNote, okay? And let me make this bigger here. Awesome. Awesome. All right, let's get into it, guys. So let's play. All right, so I'm looking for a redirect here. Just looking for a redirect because I'm climbing right up to my tying point in the other tree, and I'm basically parallel with it. So that rope angle it's just unacceptable in most climbing scenarios. It's not something that you risk. And so I kind of just started to take note of that and see how I can mitigate that rope angle. As you can see here is, yeah, sorry for the cussing, but basically what's happening here is that this limb here, if you can see it to the left, on the left here, my left hand, if I were to cut that, it's gonna hit or swipe my rope as it comes down, and I'd rather not be in that situation. It'd just be a really sucky situation to be in. So I end up coming up with a pretty clever way of mitigating that rope angle, and yeah. So here I'm still thinking. You're kind of in one of those situations where you're up in the tree, and you figured out that this thing is not going to be as easy as you thought. And so you just keep thinking, let's fast forward a little bit. Yeah, in a pickle. That's right. So just can use that alternating technique there. So for me, this was a genius moment for me, and I thought it was pretty awesome. It was a good, very well thought out here. That is the Bolin with the Yosemite Bend. The half hitches are overkill, like way overkill. Awesome. Yeah, so I completely isolated myself from getting hurt in any way, and it's just awesome. I'm really happy about that. Um, I mean, there's a million other ways I could have solved that problem, but um, this is the way that I did it at this moment, in this moment. Kind of just thinking on the fly. How most climbs are. I mean, when do you actually perceive all these things? It's just so much to even think about. When you're on the ground and you're looking up, you only get a general sense of what you're going to do, and until you're up in the tree is when you really just solidify your plan. And if you're going to change anything, that happens all in the tree. It doesn't happen on the ground so much. Yeah, ropes crossed. Let's just fast forward here. What's up, Joseph? I see you in the chat there. What's going on, everybody? Hope y'all are having a good weekend, by the way. Is that BFK there? Awesome. So this is like a one of these tough situations here. So whenever you're up in the tree and you have ground help that's just inexperienced, it's always so difficult to do what you want. And being an experienced climber and having an inexperienced ground worker, it always slows you down, and you just need so much patience. You need so much patience because the person on the ground might just be screwing up like back to back, you know. And so one of the big things for me, whenever I have a ground worker with me, someone on the ropes with me, if they're inexperienced, that's fine. But this person, the main thing for me is that they're looking up at me and that they're kind of like catching on to what's happening. So if they see me tie something on and they see that there's a termination and I've tightened down the knot and whatnot and it's just set, I set it, that they go ahead and now start giving, you know, either attaching the porter wrap or taking the slack out of the line, and you're just ready. So being ready is one of the biggest things for me. And so that's one thing that we were practicing here with this particular ground guy. Good guy, you know, good guy. I'm not bashing the guy. It's just whenever there's inexperienced workers on the ground or with you at all, it's there's just so much more patience that you have to have with the person, and your work is just going to take longer. And that's another thing. Like just rope tending is such a huge thing. It's such a big thing. It's you can't understate that at all. Like whenever there's a climber in the tree, like the rope man needs to be tending those ropes, needs to be making sure that the rigging line isn't rubbing against the climbing line because heat is going to burn through through your climbing line, and if that happens, like you know, how are you supposed to get down, especially if you're climbing DRT? Um, like right here, I'm on the SRT system. I still have enough rope to get all the way down, but if you're on a DRT system, then it becomes doubly important. So sharing with the ground guys a little bit about like how your system works and just like showing them different little nuances about your system, how you're climbing, will help out a lot in the long run. And this isn't common sense, so common sense ain't common. No, not at all. No, sir. He's like, now what? Oh my gosh. Yeah. This was kind of tough, man. Tough to be working with guys like this. So this cut here is going to be really cool because it's most of the weight is leaning to the right, but I was able to get it to come backwards, avoiding the canopy in front of it because of the wind. So all that wind just kind of pushed it over for me. That was all the wind. Butte. Yeah, great. That was perfect. All right, guys. So that's it, man. I'll post the video. You guys can watch the rest of it right after this video, this live finishes. You guys are more than welcome to go ahead and check it out. So here goes the comments. Let's answer some comments here. See if we get some comments. All right, let's go to the first one. Awesome. Okay, so climb high, cut small, stay safe, brother. Thanks a lot, user OY9MZ. Yeah, thanks a lot, man. Considering a zigzag been on Blake's Hitch my whole life. Yeah, this seems like one of the older people climbing who are like, oh yeah, the Blake's Hitch. That's all you need, the Tautwein hitch. Those guys. But yeah, man, kind of catching on. That zigzag is sweet, telling you. Zigzag is sweet. Okay, here it is. Newbie also learn a lot by your technique. Great videos. Awesome, man. Thank you for the feedback. Great videos. I like the way you explain everything you're doing. Thank you. Definitely let me know if what I'm explaining even makes sense or not. Like that means a whole lot to me. Sometimes that might seem a little bit like sort of condescending or in a way like talking smack or whatever, but it's really not. And that kind of honesty goes a long way. I would really appreciate that kind of feedback. I really enjoy your content and humility. Thanks for the series. You're very welcome. Thank you for commenting. Looking good. Take care and have a blessed day. Safe day. Thank you, Billy Shoemate. Todd Jacks. Awesome job, brother, as always. Thank you. Here it is. It's really good learning from your videos. Oh, well, thank you for watching. I really appreciate your viewership, guys. And Marmilla. Right on, Jose. Thanks for sharing that. This is an immensely valuable tool for sure. I just got one in the mail yesterday. I'm eager to get up in big oaks and hickories with it in order to get some of these dangerous dead limbs removed. I appreciate your insights. Yeah, that Captain Hook is awesome, guys. I love that Captain Hook. It saved me so many times. There's been times when I'm trying to set a throw ball in a tree and I end up losing it, or it gets caught up there and it's not working out for me. Yeah, I've used that Captain Hook to help me retrieve things, to advance myself. I mean, the list goes on. The application is basically limited by imagination. So it's pretty cool. It's a great tool I have. Love your videos, bro. Oh, Randy Schaefer in the comments. Love your videos, bro. Do you know Exotica's rebuilding the Akimbo? If Rock Exotica? If they are, sorry guys, I'm kind of just thinking here. So Randy Schaefer in the comments down here in the live chat is asking if I know. No, I don't know if Rock Exotica is going to be rebuilding the Akimbo, but we can check. Will Rock Exotica rebuild Akimbo? Oh, they rebuilt somebody's Akimbo. If they're gonna come, oh, what? Has issued a recall. Oh, yeah. So it looks like Rock Exotica issued a recall on the Omni block, the small ones. February 2020 to 2022. Goodness gracious. That's 2 years of selling the small Rock Exotica Omni block. I mean, wow. That somebody messed up there. No, man. Doesn't look like it. I don't think so. I mean, from my perspective, like, why would they rebuild, you know, maybe if they did rebuild it, what would you change? What would any of you guys change if Rock Exotica were to go ahead and change something on the Akimbo? Like, is there something that you would prefer to have? Um, I don't know if I have anything that I don't like about it. I mean, the Akimbo, right? The Akimbo has Rock Exotica Akimbo. Let me pull up a picture here. So the Akimbo has some amazing qualities. It really does. And I love it. I love the Akimbo. Here is the Akimbo. Let me see. All right, so there it is. Perfect. This little thing right here, this spring is awesome because I can just climb up to where I want to work. Like, say I'm just pruning, right? So I don't have no spikes or anything like that, and I'm just rope walking, and I get up into the point where I want to like prune something. I just take off my ascenders, and then I don't have to worry about taking my chest attachment off of my device. I just like lean back or go ahead and grab my saw and it's off, you know? I don't have to worry about it. And I like that. I like that. But sometimes that attachment, it really irks me because sometimes it'll just come off when I just want to like reset something on my foot, or like, especially when I'm using knee ascenders, like sometimes my knee ascender, I would have to like adjust something or whatnot, and it would just come apart. I don't know. Hasn't happened to me lately. Maybe because of the equipment I use for Ascension. But anyway, this upper bollard here, I really like it because it has a spring in there. So you know how the rope runner has a spring in the bird, and it allows it to catch the rope, so that as soon as you put weight into it, it like it extends, and your rope runner pro, it engages the rope, right? So you're not falling. The same thing here, but it's built into the bollard, and it's not built into like these other pivot points back here along the gray portion of the akimbo, right? And I really like that. That's one of my favorite things about it. So what else do I like about this thing? One thing that I don't like about it, I guess, is like maybe the attachment point where I feel like I can cantilever my carabiner attachment to it pretty easily. So I mean, you can always mitigate that. Like, you can use the Rhino. I mean, I guess the DMM Rhino, it'll kind of get cantilevered, not in that Rhino, that hook part, but sometimes it'll travel over close to the gate portion, and it'll just kind of cantilever there. Like, it'll sit there, and I don't like that. So I've been using a Perfecto with a little rubber bushing kind of thing. What do they call these things? Basically, to keep the akimbo from sliding over the spine of the akimbo, and you basically just capture it over the spine and the gate portion of that akimbo. You know what I mean? Yeah. Now, that's some of those things. If they could address some of my gripes, I would be happy. But if they don't, I pretty much got it figured out. Um, Captain Hook compelled me to buy one, and it's a lifesaver. Oh, Randy Schaefer, man, I'm glad I was able to influence your purchasing decisions. I know that the Captain Hook it's an extremely expensive thing. I mean, they're asking for a lot. All right, so let's move on here. I'm still in the live chat here. So Treetop Vantage, I use a modified unit sender. Akimbo might be the last thing on my list of devices to get. Oh yeah. So the Unisender, I think I really like the idea behind the Unisender. It's so cool. Like, um, I think the number one gripe that most people have is that it doesn't have like a pulley underneath it or something smooth to help you pull slack out of your system. And I think for me that would also be something that I wouldn't like, because you see that most people, they would need something underneath here, and I've seen people put them in. It looks like such an easy device to attach. It's small. It's just like the form factor is awesome. It's perfect, right? Um, I don't know if I like the Unisender for like as far as safety. So I've never used one, but like I feel like since there's no mechanical, like there's no spring in there. It's just all based on the physics of it. What if that fails? You know, what if you get gunked up? This chain back here gets gunked up. I don't know, man, but that'd be some of my concerns. For those of you that have it, let me know how you like it, and if those are any of your concerns. My akimbo lasted 6 months and it had excessive wear, and I heard that you can have them rebuilt. Your akimbo was rebuilt for, wow, man. How much were you climbing on that thing? Or was it like, um, was it because just like it was defective? I don't see why the akimbo would become so worn out to the point that it has to be rebuilt in 6 months. I've had my akimbo for years, and I mean I don't use it every day, but there's there's moments during those few years that I've had it where I would climb on that thing for like a month straight. Like every single time that I would reach into my bag, like it's the akimbo. Like I would just climb on the akimbo. Um, Mostly like in fall and springtime weather, because I found that like this thing is temperamental, right? And I'm a heavy guy, and then with all my gear, I'm even heavier. So, like, I'll be creeping on the rope. So I wouldn't use it during the hotter parts of the month of the year. Oscar Vasquez, saludos, Capitan. Do you recommend getting an Arbor certification? Are you sure? Gracias, Jose. Okay, so Oscar, I I'm not certified. I've never gotten my ISA certification for certified arborist. However, I have studied it. I've studied some of the material, and the material is some very basic biology concepts, and then you also have to kind of get into like arboriculture practice and like what's commonplace, what's like best practice kind of thing, and that kind of just sets the baseline for what arboriculture is. So I think that becoming certified, man, is is something that you should do if you plan on being an arborist. For, I mean, if that's your career choice, that's something that you're running with. Like me, um, if you guys don't know, I'm in college, so like, I'm gonna go get a degree, a bachelor's degree, and then move on into a different field completely. I want to go into the technology field, and that doesn't mean I'm ever gonna stop climbing. I can't stop climbing, man. I just been climbing since I was a kid. It's like when if you've ever heard of tree therapy, it's like a real thing, and it's something for me that really is it affects me. Like if I don't climb trees, I'm just not a happy guy, man. I'll I'll spend a whole month studying and stressing about assignments and whatnot, and then somebody will call me like, hey man, I got a quick job for you. And I'll be like, man, I know I got an exam that I need to be studying for right now or something like that. And I'll just take it because I need to de-stress, and I'll go climb, I'll come back, and I will just feel fresh, you know? I just feel fresh. There's just something about climbing. It's like that awe. Anyway, I got into a little rant there. Get your certification if you're gonna if you plan on being an arborist for many, many, many years to come. It's so worth it. Um, there are other certifications that you should also look into getting. I forget which one it is. Certified. It's basically when you're like an instructor and you get a certification in the instruction of arboriculture practices and whatnot. Um, a lot of people find uh, a lot of success through those kind of avenues, and I think it's really worth it if you're going to, if this is your career of choice, man. For real, get certified. It matters. It really does, especially if you're running a business. Um, who is the customer gonna who is the customer gonna go with? Are they gonna go with the person that's not certified, or are they gonna go with the person who's certified and is giving a slightly more expensive um, price? It allows you to build in a little bit extra on your price and have a little bit more success as far as like how many, whenever you're comparing estimates versus the jobs that you're actually landing, and you might actually see that increase for you. Maybe for some people not. I don't know. It's kind of like up to you. Got to measure that for yourself. Uh, all right, Oscar. So I said a lot, man. I hope that helps you, man. So Treetop Vantage. Yeah, so I hear you. Yeah, so that's like the gripe, right? We were just talking about the Unicenter for those of y'all that weren't on here, but the Unicenter does need a pulley, something to help you tense slack. Aaron S. I use the Unicenter with Climbing Innovations add-on drum and wear plate. Works great going up and down rope. Tending slack not so much, but still enjoy using it. Yeah, I could kind of see why you would want to use a Rope Runner Pro or a Unicenter. The Unicenter really is. It looks like a cool piece of kit, man. This guy posted something in Russian, and I translated it. I could not. The translation seemed like way out of the box. Like everything that this person said was like it didn't really match with what was going on in the video, except for the rambling part. I mean, I do ramble a lot. I do go off on tangents, guys. I'm sorry, man. It's just a part of me. So love the videos, man. Is that the KM3 rope you're climbing on? No, this rope here. This rope. Okay, so in this rope, this video, it was the Dragonfly by Teufelberger. Um, However, KM3 is an awesome rope. Great ropes, man. Thanks for the video. What kind of knee protection are you using? The one designed for sports. So in this video, it's basically like cheap, cheap knee. They're kind of like, it just feels like a thick, kind of foamy piece of of cloth that goes over your knees in this video. But I have a huge recommendation for all of you guys watching, for those of you watching now, in the future, whenever. Last year, I went out to I was in Walmart, and I was like in the tool section, and I saw their knee protection, right? And it's just like these thin, like dark gray foam pads, and it has one strap. So it just goes one strap behind the knee. And I was like, like maybe that might help. So I just gave it a shot, and they probably cost me $5, if not less, for the pair. And let me tell you guys, I still have them, and I use them every day. And if I don't wear them, I feel totally exposed. Like I feel naked. It just makes such a huge difference, especially for when I'm pruning and I don't have the stability or the support from a spike. Whenever you're using gaffs, you're able to like support your body in many different ways, and you're able to just get comfy. But whenever you're pruning and you're not using spikes, like you got to use your knees. Sometimes you're just putting tons of force on your knees. And I remember just bashing my knees and coming home with like sore knees and being like, man, I probably shouldn't have been in that position. I probably should have like stuck a sling underneath me so I could stand in or something like along those lines. But for me, saving grace has been these extremely cheap knee pads from Walmart. I wear them underneath my climbing pants or my tech pants, and that's it, guys. I've been wearing the same pair for over a year now, and I love them. I cannot go out on a job without them. I can't. I literally can't. Even when I'm doing like flush cuts and stuff, and I'm on my knees, like whenever you're gonna do a flush cut, like you're probably gonna be on your knees. So it's just all around good, 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 good. I love them. So huge recommendation for y'all there. All right, let's move on here. Pretty sure it's only made for SRT, bud. Huh. Yeah. It's okay. So the Rope Runner Pro is made for SRT, but come on, man. Everybody puts it into a DRT. Not everyone who's going to go out and buy a $300, 300, almost $400 piece of equipment is going to use it for SRT only. And then when it comes to DRT, they're going to be like, oh yeah, you know what? I'm just going to use my hitch climber that I've been using. No, they're going to be like, this extremely efficient piece of kit here that I spent tons of money on, I'm going to put it to use, and it's going to be for SRT and DRT. You know, that's usually how it goes. And it's made for SRT, but I know that this video was kind of just made so that I can show you guys a little bit of some problem solving. Even if you're not going to use it for that particular device, maybe you might use it for something else. I don't know. It might spark some kind of innovation on your part, or I don't know. I just made the video. Whatever. Great content, Captain. Keep them coming. Sure thing, man. My man smoked about one car to say. Oh, snap. This dude cracked me up. So he's cracking on me because my fitness is just kind of bad. I've been working on my fitness though, so I've been cycling lately, and cycling is definitely making a huge difference in my ability to basically control my breathing and my heart rate whenever I'm elevating my activity. So yeah, man, I'm working on it, but I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't do that. And I couldn't imagine smoking a carton. Integrity. Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Integrity is, I mean, I'm not perfect, but integrity is definitely one of those values that I like to stick by. Love the way you use your gear. Try to mimic your climbing. Yeah, man, I really appreciate that. That's awesome, man. Thank you. Couldn't you turn your rope runner the other direction and keep your fixed end away from your bird? That is a good question. You could do that, but then your bird is just exposed to like whenever you're climbing around or whatnot, or I don't know. I guess the rope runner really isn't made to work that way. I wouldn't do that. No, I wouldn't do that, because you know what? The rope runner, it has like, whenever you clip it in, like regular, how we're used to, you see how much it protrudes out front, how much equipment comes out from it. All that equipment is going to be facing you now, and so whenever you're coming in for something, it's just going to be like smacking you in the sternum. So I guess if you like sternum rubs. Hey man, nice pants. Got same color, also from New Jersey, North Jersey. Recently started climbing again and had questions. Are you solo climber all the time? I'm not always a solo climber. I usually have some crew, and usually a different crew, not the same crew all the time. I used to not be solo, but am now. If so, what insurance do you use? Insurance, man, you just gotta get the lowest policy that you can and really try not to screw up. Like really be careful with how you're rigging and yeah, just guide yourself along those lines. Looking into different insurance than what I got. Also, is this your first mechanical? The Rope Runner, no, that's my second mechanical. I've had the Zigzag before it and the Chicane. And a hybrid, which is it's not the rope wrench. So the rope wrench, I consider it a hybrid device. Looking into Zigzag, Akimbo, Rope Runner, etc., and like that this one is midline because I have a double I-splice Tachyon 11.5 and some devices have to be passed through. We should hang. Yeah, man, I would love to hang out with all of you, all my subscribers, man. If I could set up a day and time where we can all get together like somewhere in Raleigh and set up a nice venue, that would be awesome. Yeah, maybe for the future that could be an idea to seriously ponder. So let me just address what else he said. He said looking into Zigzag, Akimbo, and all that. He likes that this one is midline attachable. So yeah, man. The Rope Runner Pro is certainly midline attachable, and it will, it won't fall apart or anything like that. You just got to be careful with the pulley. The Akimbo is 100%. You don't ever have to worry about that's midline attachable, and it does it, I think, in half the time, if not less, than it takes to attach a Rope Runner Pro to the line, the same line. All right, moving on. Hello, I really enjoy your video. I hope we can be friends. That's so weird, man. These weird ass. I don't understand this. Okay, so there'll be some comments like this, and I don't know how to take them. I'm sorry if you actually meant well. Like I don't know if you're actually into I don't know. I just don't know about those types of comments. I get some like that, and they're kind of off-putting. I don't know. Not enough nature to go around. Okay, so that's the reality of targets and tree removal. Yeah, so I was basically just saying like it kind of sucked that I had to take down such a beautiful tree. And sometimes you have to take down trees because they're just so big and there's targets, there's different things that they can destroy. And if it's your house, I mean, that's your well-being. If your house goes down, how long will it take for you to recover from that house being destroyed? I mean, it would seriously be devastating. Let me go into a live chat here. Aaron S. Okay, I already saw that one. Okay, Oscar Vasquez. There's a technical school here that allows veterans to study for free, so I think it's a no-brainer. I'm also a paramedic, so like you said, the tree just called to me. Ella, I'm okay, thank you. Yeah. So if you're a veteran, Oscar, which it sounds like you're, and they have a free ISA training for you, man, like you said, it's a no-brainer. Go get it. Why not? I mean, seriously, man. Weigh out whatever you have to weigh out, but if you're serious about it, go and get it. It's not that hard to get, and I think you can most likely get it. I mean, if you're a veteran, there's just something about veterans, man, when it comes down to studying, to getting things done, like for real, you kind of you're all in, right? And so if you go in with that type of mindset, even if you're not a veteran, but I just feel like a lot of veterans just find it so easy to do this. Go ahead, man. Get the schooling. Get that. If you can get another ISA certification on top of that, like, get them. Just knock them out. Keep going. Yeah, the sky's the limit. Okay. All right, so I'm just gonna. So many comments, man. I'm sorry. All right, so I'm gonna go over here to this really cool video that I saw by uh, Strider Trees with Lauren Schultz, man. If you guys don't know Lauren Schultz, you guys gotta check out this video. I've met him before in person, and he's an awesome guy, like just super down to earth, and he's awesome, man. Got a lot of respect for this guy. Check this video out, man. Let him know that Captain Hook sent you. And yeah, so anyways, guys, y'all have a good one. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. For those of you watching later, if you guys got any value from anything that you've seen here or across my channel, make sure to smash that subscribe button. And if you wouldn't mind, smash that like button on this video and the ones to come. Till next time, guys. Peace.